the live back online here. We're working to get that back. I think we just got back online. Did we get it back online, Eli? We're almost getting that back together. But as I was saying, Bama's got a deep rotation. They got a deep rotation. And it's just going to come down to, can Freddie Roach take this group and make it really, really, really special? Because when you're talking about Kane Womack and this swarm defense, it's 11 guys attacking the ball. It's 11 guys playing as one. It's everybody getting after it, right? And it all starts with that defensive line setting the tone. So it's a good group. Freddie Roach said it's a really good group. But can it go from a good group to an exceptional group? Nation, does Freddie Roach have the group? Can he make this group exceptional? I want to hear from you guys after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today.
This is Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In my own words, you know, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, Bama Nation, here we go on a Friday to the action from the break. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA, hottest ticket you're going to find. Talking Crimson Tide football. Gotta show some love to my man Eli Walker in the production room. You guys continue tapping that subscribe button, hitting that like button, giving us a thumbs up right there, raising those like levels up. We appreciate that. Daily Super Chat go $100. Daily Super Chat go $100 right there. Thanks to all of you. We go to the phone lines to grab your calls. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. As you continue to get your thoughts ready to call in. You know, Eli, like I said, this defensive line here, Freddie Roach has a good group. It's a very good group. Got depth, got experience, got young talent. Can he take this group from pretty good to, my gosh, this is an exceptional group? That's the question. If this group becomes exceptional, we're going to get back to seeing linebackers lead the team in tackles again. This defensive line becomes exceptional, we're going to get back to seeing that defensive secondary be no-fly zone again. You got to think that the only reason why that 2015 to 2017 Bama team was looked at as no-fly zone with the guys in the secondary that Bama had, the Minkah Fitzpatricks, the Eddie Jacksons, the Marlon Humphreys, the Ronnie Harrisons, the Levi Wallaces, Anthony Averets, the Tony Browns, you know those guys. The reason why that was no-fly zone, the pressure from that defensive line. The reason why that was no-fly zone was that defensive line at that time was taking care of quarterbacks like motherless children. That was why. So if this defensive front can go from good to highly exceptional, then we return to that level of football. This is going to be a lot on Freddie Roach. I'm pretty sure he knows that. But it's a good group. Gotta become an exceptional group, though. But as you guys are getting your thoughts in, call topic right here. Justice Haynes, sophomore from Beaufort, Georgia, former 5-star in the 2023 class. This young man is ready to become a marquee stud, a marquee starter in this offense. He knows his time is now. He appreciates Chase McClellan and Roydell Williams showing him the ropes as a freshman, but now Justice Haynes knows I'm running back run. I'm RB1 now. Like, I'm the guy now. Like, it's my time to take over now. And we saw him recently, Rose Bowl against Michigan. Had a strong impact in that game. We still wonder why Tommy Rees took the ball out of his hands when he was starting to cook the Wolverines defensive front. The reason why Tommy Rees is no longer employed at the University of Alabama, now at the Cleveland Browns. But Justice Haynes has been working his tail off on spring break, been squatting insane weight with Coach Joel Seidman. And he's been working with his guy Marquise Beckwith on the speed, agility, footwork thing. So Haynes is showing you, hey, I'm an every down back. I'm a 3-down back. We're about to see this here in the upcoming fall. We saw last year in the spring how impressive he was. I'm looking forward to seeing a growth even from that. So Haynes has got me excited to see what he's going to be able to put out there, on the field. But we take our final break here, folks. When we get back, we wrap things up with a little discussion. Nick Saban took on Capitol Hill, took on NIL. He got a lot of backlash for what he said. But I'm going to stand by Coach Saban and talk about why I agree with what he said in this discussion to wrap things up after this.
I'm Malachi Moore, and you're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
What's going on? This is Benny Bice. I'm the founder and owner of Touchdown Alabama. And you guys are supporting one of the only independent outlets covering Alabama football today. No other sports, no networks, just Alabama football. Roll Tide Roll.
All right, folks, here we go. Wrapping things up here on a Friday. TGIF edition of the show. Number one forum for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Appreciate all of you calling in, writing in, donating in, having fun here over your weekend. Don't worry, folks. Next week, spring practice returns. It'll be back for Crimson Tide football. Guys are just out for spring break on this week, but final discussion of conversation here, Eli. This is a fun one. Nick Saban, former Alabama football coach. That still sounds weird, don't it? Nick Saban, former Alabama football coach, took on Capitol Hill. He was in Washington, D.C., battling NIL, having healthy discussions, healthy conversations, uncomfortable conversations, but conversations that need to be had. And Saban had an eye-opening account about, he's been in the coaching ranks 50-plus years, and he said, hey, the values that I saw in college football when I was coaching are no longer the values anymore. He said that, we're all about developing young men to be great players, great people, great sons, great husbands, great students, great businessmen, great everything. And nowadays with name, image, and likeness, which Saban's plight has never been about the players receiving compensation. He's always been for name, image, and likeness, players receiving compensation. Saban's main gripe has been pay for play. That's been his main gripe. His main gripe has been the only reason if I play is you pay me. That's been the gripe. He has had a gripe about, I'm going to go to this business venture right here and see if they will endorse me. I'm still going to play, but I'm just going to go to this business venture and see if they will endorse me. Saban doesn't have a problem. He never had a problem with that. He never had a problem with the players sharing in the revenue. The problem is, now that I got this, I'm not going to take the field unless I get this money. I'm not going to see any action unless I get this money. And it's kind of like players in the NFL, right? If I don't get this money, I'm holding out a training camp. If I don't get this money, I'm sitting out. If I don't get this money, you're not going to hear from me. Kind of sounds just like the NFL. That was Saban's gripe the whole time. Wasn't name, image, likeness. It was pay for play. And so Saban brought up an interesting conversation about, he and Miss Terry, who works a lot with the moms on the team, the moms of these young men, these athletes, and she'll say, hey, we're trying to develop your son to be a great player, great person, great young man. You're giving him to us as a boy. We're going to return him to you, a grown man, right? And from that conversation, Miss Terry gathered, well, that's great, Miss Terry. That's cute and all. Well, let's talk NIL. How much we going to get paid? Like, where the money at? And Miss Terry goes back to Nick Saban and is like, baby, why are we even doing this? They don't even care about being developed no more. They don't even care about being great people of society anymore. All they want is just the NIL. And that's what Saban meant by when he said, 70 to 80% of players after last season, in order for them to come back this season, all they wanted to know was, well, how much money am I going to get in NIL? How much more collective can I get? And it was not being all in of a team. It was not being all in on trying to win a national championship. It was not being all in to be with your brothers. It was, how much NIL funds am I going to get? And that's why you saw so many of the guys that hopped into the portal that did. For me, I've always been one to say this, Eli. And we knew this was going to be the Wild West when this happened. We knew once you opened up Pandora's box, it was going to be hard to close that sucker. So this is what I've been saying. I've been saying, if you're going to do NIL, have that NIL put into a trust fund. And that be, when that player's prepared to graduate, they got their degree, you take it out of that trust fund, you hand it to them. Or if a player is a high round draft pick, once they say, Coach, I'm declaring for the draft, you pull the money out of a trust fund, you hand it to them. Because just handing 17, 18, 19-year-old guys multi-millions of dollars of NIL, I've said this, and there's no parameters around it, you are taking the hunger and the drive to want to be great away from them. Eli, let me ask you this question. You're a 5-star athlete. You got parents, you got people that you love, Eli, in rough living situations, and you're trying to make better for them. Your mindset has always been, Eli, get to the league for the big money. But if somebody walks up to you, Eli, you're 18, 19 years old, and they tell you, okay, Eli, you haven't played a snap of college football yet, but here's $5 million of NIL. Are you going to work hard? No. You thinking I'm 18, 19 years old? I done just took my folks out the hood at 18, 19. Work hard what? Sacrifice my body what? Put my body on the line for what? I done got paid now. What's the reason to work hard? I done got paid. So you remove the hunger and the drive from that kid. It's almost like, well, it's just like saying you remove the venom from a snake. What do you got, a belt? I mean, you remove the venom from a snake, all it is a belt. So you remove the hunger and the drive from an athlete. What do you have? I think that's what Saban's been saying here. He's never been against players being compensated. But he's like, can we at least get some structure, some parameter around this thing? Because it is wild. It is pure wild. Like, you almost have to ask yourself nowadays, are these kids even enjoying going to college anymore? Are they enjoying the college experience anymore? I mean, honestly, with NIL and you getting it the way you're getting it, are you enjoying the college experience? Who knows? Just some food for thought there. But I definitely enjoyed hearing Coach Saban take on Capitol Hill and give his thoughts. And if anybody can try to help bring some awareness, bring some clarity to all of this, it would be Coach Saban. So hopefully he has more conversations on it. But as always, Bama Nation, you want the best in news, knows, information, material on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone for your audio needs. Check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered right there. The good and gracious Lord sees fit. I'll try to be back here on Monday, continuing the conversation that is Tide football. Got to give a shout out to the Bama Nation, to all of you, the Bama family, for all the phone calls, all of the YouTube chatting, all of the donate in the chat line. You making this your spot, your show for all things Tide football. Gotta show some love to my man Eli Walk in the production studio. Also, gotta show some love to my sister-in-law, Irish Clark, who is celebrating her birthday weekend. Birthday was yesterday, celebrating the birthday weekend throughout the weekend here. Love my daughter, Mariah, wife, Mia, as well. They're at home on the day, but we're celebrating the whole birthday weekend of my sister-in-law right there, so she's definitely enjoying that. But till next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing, to not be bored. Get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself, you protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man Stephen Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.